audio on anywhere?
It's recording. Miss Marilyn.
Hello, everyone. We are so excited to be with you tonight. And I have to tell you that on the NMD call today, Jeff Olson was so excited. And, you know, he was talking about with everything that's going on with Miriam, that we all just need to think about going back to simplicity, going back to the simple things that we all started with. Yes, there's a whole lot of things happening, and we all are affected by all of that, and many of us can plug into some of those things as well, but we all need to go back to simplicity. So with everything going on with the company, I was excited that Jeff reminded us to keep it simple and go back to the simple system that we started with. So that's where we are taking you guys tonight. So grab some paper and a pen. I'm going to ask you some questions to think about and also give you a few tips to take you through the end of the month before I turn it over to Don, and then he will expand on some of these things as well. So grab your pen and paper. I want to take you back to when you first learned about Miriam. What was your dream for your future with Miriam? And I want you to write that down. What was my dream for my future with Miriam? And I want you to take some time later to think about this when you're sitting by yourself and really go back to the beginning and to that place. And also want you to think about these with belief. What could you achieve? What could you do for others? And where could you go? Your teams there are pioneers of your area, so you've got amazing opportunity. And what will feed your dreams of achievement is the system that Miriam lays out for you and lays out for all of us. The culture of loving, caring, sharing is the foundation of Miriam, and it's the foundation of building your business strong. Remember, this is a volunteer army, so these beautiful traits are so important in building relationships with you and your Miriam family. I encourage you to bring everything back to simplicity, as Jeff said, and the basic fundamentals of this business. It's a simple system. So here we are at the end of another month. We've got some great contests going. Lisa has her $1,000 cash contest going for any recruit, and she'll be drawing that winner at the end of the week. And also we have our $500 cash offered as a contest as well. You each got an email on that with all the details, and so I hope that you have reviewed that and that you're really running to do this. These are ways that we can help you run a little bit harder to get to your goals by the end of the month. So I want you to learn to check your team for credit card authorizations. I was just in the back office looking at my auto ship, and I had a card that had expired. So I was so glad that I went back and checked it. I have 2 cards on file, so luckily it didn't interfere with anything. But it's so important for you to check that, and many people don't know to do that, and you're able to do that in your back office. So if you have someone ordered that's pending, you need to check into that and see what's going on there. And then check your team for promotions. You may have someone on the edge of a promotion, and you can help them get there. I want to give you some statistics from David Bird. A senior director with a fast start qualification percent of 20% each month will get you to NMD in 8 months. Wow. Can you see how important fast start qualification is? Again, if you're close to senior director, or you're senior director with a fast start qualifying percent of 20% every month, that will get you to national marketing director in 8 months. And if you've got a higher than that, you're getting there even quicker. So fast start qualification and tracking that number is so very important. It's important to compress time frames, you guys. A 3-way welcome call to be done in the first 24 hours to reinforce that that person is in a great place and they have great support. So make this fun and exciting for your new brand partner. They need to see the enthusiasm. They need to see the excitement. There is no place for any negativity in this business. Enthusiasm and excitement, belief and dreams are what bring you growth on your team and for your future. If something you're doing isn't working, change it. I really want you to listen and really hear what the successful leaders on all the calls are sharing. The tone of their voice, their loving, caring attitude. Listen to their verbiage and hear how they talk and hear their excitement, hear their heart and their compassion for their team and for this business and for Narium. That's what you need to emulate when you're talking to your team and your prospects. This is what will help move you forward. Do you see yourself as a salesperson with Narium? Well, you might need to change the way of thinking. You truly are just sharing information. You're building curiosity and sharing the tools. So say less to more people. And I want to repeat that. I want you to write that down. Say less to more people. Just get them in front of more information. All of the tools are there, and all you have to do is share that information. I encourage you to qualify a prospect like you were interviewing them for a job. Ask them, what sparks your interest in Narium? How do you see this business fitting into your life? How many hours a week can you dedicate to doing the right activity to building your future? What would you like to be making in 90 days? What about in a year? What would you like to be making in a year? What do you feel that you can, what do they feel that you or we as part of their upline support team can do to help them get to where they want to go? What is their why? Their why for doing this business. Their why is so important. And when you have that in your notes about them, then you can always go back to them when they're discouraged or having a challenge or wanting to quit, because at some point, everybody has those feelings. We all have had those feelings, but you can remind them of their why, whether it's for the future of their children or the college education of their children, or they're saving to take their family on vacation, or they want a new home, or they want to drive that Lexus. So you have that in front of you to help move them forward and then help give them information and tips on how to move forward. This information will tell you what their dreams and expectations are before they begin the journey. So you know whether they want to take their time, they want to learn everything about the business before they do anything, or if they're ready to run with you and you want to run with the runners. You cannot spend, you can love everybody, but you can't spend all of your time nurturing and helping them grow when they need to learn to grow on their own, and it may take them a little bit of time. So you continue to love them, you continue to encourage them, and try to help them move forward. But what you want to do is run with those runners. The more you help others, the more you win at this. So I want to remind you what a caterpillar goes through. They start out as a caterpillar, and then instinctively they go into the process of cocooning themselves, and they hang there in the dark and this tight cocoon until they're transformed eventually into a beautiful butterfly. This is a massive transformation, you guys. I want to encourage you to take Jeff Olson's lead, because this man knows what he's talking about, and he's leading us all to greatness if you will do everything that he says and follow that. He really encourages self-development, and that's reading books, starting with 10 pages a day, every day. This is a huge part of your development. And I recommend, I'm going to recommend a book tonight, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And I have to tell you, when, little story about Don, when we started dating, he was very, very shy. And he was very, very quiet around my family and my friends. But you know what? I saw through to his heart, and I saw so many good qualities in him. And I knew he was the one. And after we got married, he wanted to help expand himself and the family business. And so he decided to go through the Dale Carnegie course. And I saw him go from that caterpillar to a butterfly. And it it wasn't overnight, but it was amazing. It's been amazing through the years to see his transformation. And he still has that huge heart, and he has so much to offer you guys as far as 30 years plus of training and education. And I just hope that you will soak up some of this and learn to grow and develop yourselves as you help to grow and develop your team. And there's one other thing before I turn it over to him. Patty talked on his call this morning, his NMD call this morning, about a YouTube video. And I want to recommend, I went and watched this because Patty McCracken recommended it. And he's one of our upline leaders, and he's amazing. And so I took his advice, and I went and I watched this YouTube video. And it's a video called Eagle's Life Cycle. And so you can just go to YouTube, put that into search, and it will bring up, and it's Eagle's Life Cycle. And I had no idea what an eagle went through. It's possible for an eagle to live 70 years. And I don't even want to tell you what they went through. I want you to go and watch that. And what happens with that video is I watched that and I left the screen on. It went into another 1 or 2 videos about eagles. And I really hope this inspires you to grow and develop yourself and your business, because you guys, you're in the right place at the right time. Jeff Olson's heart is all in this for the future. And every country that we go to, he's building them on top of everyone that's in the U.S. So as you have an opportunity to go into another country, that is just enhancing your possibilities of growing a massive, huge team and an amazing future with Miriam. Miriam's going to be here for a very long time. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to Don. He's got some amazing things. He's worked really hard today putting together this information just for you guys. So pay attention. And honey, I'm turning it over to you.
Well, thank you, honey. Great job. Can you hear me okay, Matt?
You bet, boss.
Okay.
Yep,
All good.
You're good.
I see your group. Awesome. So this this training I'm going to do, as you know, most of my training comes from while we're talking and coaching and working with other people. That's what really kind of stems the kind of training that I want to go to. And I think you want to say hi to them real quick? Sure. Hang on a minute.
Hi. Hi, guys. Hi. Hi. Oh, wow. What a great group. Great to see everybody. This is so much more fun than just being on the phone.
Agreed.
A whole bunch of other people, too.
You guys look terrific.
Oh, thanks. We're thrilled to be with you tonight. Have fun as Don fills you in.
You got it.
Okay, now all I got to do is figure out how to get back.
Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
What? Hello.
See, when you talk, you come to the front.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there's Don.
Hi, Don.
Hi there. Okay. So, almost there. Okay, so now you see a picture of Marilyn and I again.
There's more people there.
So what do you see now, Matt?
Recruiting Basics 101.
Okay, so the reason that we came up with this training was as we're training other groups around the country, we kind of run into pretty much the same thing happening all over the country. And so I decided I wanted to do a training really to get back to the basics and teach people how to recruit. We see a lot of people signing up, but then when I see that they don't duplicate, there's something going on there. For instance, when we do a welcome call and we see that, or as we're talking to them, I'll ask them, some different questions like Marilyn went over. It's pretty standard. We'll say, well, what got you excited about Nerium? And they'll say, well, so-and-so had me try the product and I really like the product. And then I'll say, so tell me, what do you see Nerium doing for you? And I don't get an answer. And I quickly, will go, well, so what kind of money would you like to see Nerium help you with in, say, the next 6 months? And I still don't get an answer. And so when I hear that, I know that that person was probably sold a kit. And what I mean by that is when you're talking with someone in the recruiting process and you ask them what they, let's say that you gave them a video or you gave them a product or whatever it was, and then you ask them, that one question, what did you like best about whatever it is, the product or a video or a market party or an RRP, whatever, when you ask them, well, what did you like best? And they typically will tell you. And if we're talking about the opportunity and they say, well, I'd really love to make some additional income. Well, when I ask people, when that happens, what's your next step? And for most people, that next step is, they get excited and they go, well, let's get you started and get you signed up. And they start the recruiting process. Well, that's not what you want to do right then. You're going to get them signed up, but you're not ready to sign them up yet because you haven't got them talking about what their goals and dreams and desires are. You've got to ask that question. So when they say that they love the product or they're interested in making some extra money, your next move is to ask them, well, tell me more. Elaborate on that a little bit. Let me know, why do you want to make more money? So when you ask that question and not be in such a hurry to sign them up and ask that question, they will tell you exactly what it's going to take to actually get them started. And that starts, I was talking to a guy today about this training. And I said, it seems like when we got started, back 3 years ago, when we first got started, we would actually draw out what it's going to take to do whatever they wanted because none of us really knew it. And we were doing it so that we, one, could train ourselves on what it really takes to get X amount of dollars. And so we played around with that a lot. We drew a lot of circles early on in meetings. We drew circles at trainings. We actually drew it all out, and you'll see some examples here in a minute. But so you want to ask them what it is that they're excited about. And it could be money, it could be time freedom, it could be paying off taxes or credit cards, or they want a new house, whatever it is, they will tell you when you ask them. And then you've got to do the magic thing, which is, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but that right there, you've got to listen. You don't complete their sentences when you ask them. You don't, hear one little thing. Oh, I want to, I'd like to get a bigger house. Great, let's get you signed up and get you going. No, you're not ready yet for that. So don't rush this part. This is what we call the dream selling. This is where you want to get your prospect, your future business partner really dreaming on what they want to do in this business. And I don't see that so much anywhere really in our whole business. I don't see anybody really helping people dream. Because if we did it, picture if you wanted to make an extra $1,000 a month and I show you a plan that you can do it and we talk about it, we have a sincere conversation about what it is that you want, and then I show you exactly what we got to do it, you're going to be much more inclined to want to do that lunch party, and you're going to want to do it quick. You know, when Marilyn and I got started, it was really just, what's Don doing there? Funny, Don.
I'm getting the plugging in a fan.
Oh, funny.
Plugging in the fan.
So you really want to learn to sell the dream to people and get these people really dreaming, not just sell them a starter kit. So let me go to this next slide here. So once they say that they want to make a lot of money or they want to make a little money, whatever it is that they said, you know, what you want to do then is start asking more questions. So let's say I'm talking to Matt, and Matt said that, you know, he'd like to get out of his job. Imagine that. And he would like to get out of his job, and I ask him, how much money is that going to take for you to get out of your job? And he tells me whatever it is. Now I know how much money I need to show Matt to get him out of his job. So do you think if I can show Matt exactly what it's going to take to do that and about how long, that he might want to get started quickly? You know, I think the answer would be yes. So, you know, you ask them right here. Ask them what, and then listen. You've got to know what it is that they want all this money for. So he says, well, I'd like to get out of my job. Well, great. On your current job, how long is it going to take you to be able to retire from your job? Well, that could be years and years and years and years for that to happen, for him to retire. Or he just tells me X amount of money to retire. So again, now I know exactly what it's going to take to get Matt really excited about the business. So my next question is, so Matt, how fast do you want this to happen? And then I want to listen. Most will say, I want to, whatever it is, to happen really fast. Okay. Now, a lot of people, again, right there, they would go ahead and start the paperwork to sign them up. Not ready yet. So my next question to Matt would be, so Matt, how do you see yourself starting with our slow pack, our fast pack, or our super fast pack? Okay, now, if Matt up here is wanting out of his job really fast, and then he goes, oh, I think I want the slow pack. You know, that is not make any sense at all. He's going to say he wants to go as fast as he can go. So people say all the time, well, how do you get people to upgrade? I taught this to a lady maybe last week, and she texted me back 2 days later and said, oh my gosh, she called because she couldn't get people to upgrade from a 250 pack to a bronze, silver, or gold. So I gave her what I'm showing you tonight, just on the phone. I didn't have it drawn out. We just talked about it, and she took notes. And she called me or texted me a couple of days later, and she says, oh my gosh, my person upgraded to the gold pack. And all she did, she found out what they wanted and what they wanted it for, and then how fast did they want to go, which was fast. She said, well, do you see yourself starting with the slow, fast, or super fast pack? The lady said the super fast pack. Now you're ready to go. Now you know they've recruited theirself. So that's all. If for somebody that's ready to go right then, they'll go right then. but don't go on the defense if they start asking you some questions. So the questions are not sometimes necessarily for them. They're testing your belief in what you really, because they're wanting whatever it is that they want. Everybody's different. But when they're asking you questions about the company or the product, it's not that they're kind of testing you to see where your belief level is. You know, that's why we do self-development. That's why we want people on conference calls. That's why we want people for the training and conference. You've got to have that belief at 110%, because when they ask you, you know, well, what do you think about this? Do you think this can really happen? You better come across as you are 100% sold that you can help them, not you. You can help them meet their goals. That's what they're looking for, is somebody to help them with that. So it's not about you when they're asking these questions. It's about them. And, you know, the common questions could be whatever. It could be about money. It could be, these things don't work. It could be an objection or a question that they might throw at you, because they're, again, testing you. And so you want to be able to come back strong with that answer and let them know that. If they ask, you know, well, what are my family and friends going to think about this? This is not questioning the company. This is questioning their ego. And that's an ego question. Whether they're family or friend, what are they going to think? What are my coworkers going to think if I do this? That's not something that really has anything to do with the business. That's an ego problem. And you have to recognize that as an ego problem and handle that objection. And, you know, so how would you handle that? You just tell them a story. Stories are always a great way to handle any objection. Maybe it's your story. You know, maybe when you first got started, you weren't sure about the company. You weren't sure about this industry. But let me tell you what I found out. You know, I found out this company is huge. It's growing. It's faster than growing than any company ever. And, you know, you just have total faith in this and your future. And, you know, you handle that, but it's not an objection. It's an ego challenge that they have. If you look there at number 15, you know, an objection, they have no money, they need to talk to their spouse. All of these come out of fear. And not that you want to fear your spouse, but especially for some women, it's hard for them to go to their husband and let them know that they're going to start a business. That comes out of fear. And you need to handle that objection again with a story. And the only way you get the stories is either go through it or talk to people that have been through it and just take their story and use it. So once they come on board, you know, a lot of people, as soon as they come on board, you know, they're all excited. They post, hey, I got one. They, you know, show a picture of them holding up, you know, their head on a panel or something. But, you know, it's not that you really got one. You know, you've just started helping a person start their business. And that next 30 to 45 minutes, I think, is critical. And that's really the meat of what this training is about, is the 30, 45 minutes after you're recruiting is not the time you pat yourself on the back and say, I got one. Your business, you're working with this brand new person has just started. You know, this could be a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 year process to help these people get whatever it is that they want. And you've got to understand that. So the first thing, and I'm going to show you how to draw this out with people, but these are your goals, is you want to get their top 10. Hang on a second. Somebody's, if you've got mute on your microphone, you might mute that out. Hang on a second, see if I can do this.
You don't have a microphone. Actually, do.
If you just hit mute on your microphone, anybody that's on a computer, getting some feedback. Anyway, so let's go back. The first thing that you want to do is get their top 10 list right then. And I'll show you how to do this in a minute. You want to help them get their product for free in their first 24 hours. You want to help them draw out their business to whatever level that is. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Set a couple of dates for their launch business. If we go back to Matt, if he wants to get out of his job and it takes so much money and I draw that out for him, the chances of him wanting to go ahead and launch his business greatly goes up. The percentage of people that will go, yeah, let's get this thing going. Marilyn and I did our launch party 2 days after we got started with Miriam. Hey, Bonnie, I think that may be you.
What do I do?
Can you mute your audio? I think we're getting feedback on you for some reason. Okay.
So I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry.
I don't either. They're probably down at the bottom.
It might not be her. It might be somebody else.
Huh. Record.
Just unplug your speaker completely.
On her keyboard, ours has a mute speaker button.
I found it.
There you go. Now you're muted. Thank you, Bonnie. Okay.
Nice ringtone, somebody.
Yeah. So you want to get their top 10. Most people, when we talk about getting their 3 or free in their first 24 hours, they don't understand how in the world you do that. I'm going to show you how to do that. Draw out their business to whatever income level they want to hit. Set a couple of dates for their launch party. Help them every step of the way. When you recruit somebody, that's not the time to send them into the back office and let them do their own training. Your job is to walk them through every step of this. And this is, your journey with your brand partner. And, it's not just signing them up. It's not just selling a kit. Your job, your business has just started. Start teaching them how to train their brand partners, meaning if I recruit Matt and then I help Matt launch a business and Matt brings in George, my job now is to take Matt and George and walk them through this same system that I'm going to show you here in a minute. And then when George recruits Mary, our job is Matt, George, and I are going to train Mary. So now I'm training Matt how to train George, how to train Mary. And when you do that for about 3 levels, now you've got a business that is going to bring on people with or without your help. And that's what you have to have if you want to grow a big business. We're 70 levels deep now. I had nothing to do for the most part. Whoever came in on that 70th level, we didn't know who that was. And that's what you want to grow a big business, is a business of people helping other people bring people into the business. And you just keep teaching the teachers how to train. We just call it the Taproot system. And then get them started on their 10 core commitments every day. Teach them, again, how to train. Teach, train, teach, train. I mean, it's a really simple process, and once you get it going, it'll save you all kinds of time. So this is what a nice diagram looks like. And again, let's say Matt wanted to make, to start with just $1,000 a month. If I could get $1,000 a month, then I could see this thing really works. So right up here under goal, I'd write 1,000. Maybe I'd bump him up to a couple of thousand. Okay, that would be a choice right then. If I thought Matt could accept a couple of thousand a month. If I'm talking to little Mary here and she wants to make a couple $100 a month, does me no good to talk to her about people making, $2,000 an hour. Oh my gosh, you want to make 200 a month? We got people making 2,000 a day, and that would do no good for Mary. All I want to do then is put a couple $100 in there and show Mary what it's going to take to make a couple $100. But this is Matt. He's wanting to make 1,000, 1,500 a month. I'd put that under the go. Right then, I say, okay, Matt, let's do this. Let's do a little exercise. Think of everybody you know, and on this left side of the paper, and this would be a blank piece of paper, I would have Matt right then in that first 30, 45 minutes, put down his top 10 people that he would like to have in business with him. Some of them might be people that want to become customers. Some of them would be people that he would really like to have in business. So he puts Tom down, right? Tom is his number one guy. And I go, so how do you know Tom? And I have a conversation with him. And for a couple of reasons. One is I want to make sure Matt even knows Tom, because we're going to be calling Tom. And, Matt may say, well, Tom, I know he's done some of that networking thing before, and I don't really know him, but I hear he's been really big in some companies. That would not be my number one choice to go after Tom. I would explain that to him. Well, let's wait till we get your business going, and we'll talk to Tom after we get through your top 10. So, but let's say Tom's just a good friend. He's a coworker. He's somebody he's known forever. He knows Tom, and I say, do you think Tom would be interested in business? He says, oh yeah, he's got 3 kids in school, and they're wanting to make, some extra money so they can pay for their kids' school. Great. Let's put Tom right here. He's your number one guy. Now, again, I may tell Matt, understand, we don't know what Tom wants to do. He may have zero interest in this. Is that okay with you? Because not everybody wants to do something extra. If Tom decides he doesn't want to do it, are you okay with that? So I'm coaching Matt right then. Not everybody wants to do this. So I get him to see that. Then we put Sue and we put Mary and we have that conversation and we do the other 7 people. Okay, so there's their top business people. And I'll say, so look at the rest of these, Matt. Who do you think you could just call up and tell them that, hey, you started a new business, you've got a new product, they have got to try. Go to my website. Here's my website. Just buy the product. If you don't like it in, a couple of weeks, I'll help you get your money back and you're out nothing. Can you do that and help me jumpstart my business? Okay. That's my goal for Matt in the first 24 hours is let's get his product for free. Now, what is that going to do for Matt if we do this in the first 24 hours? One is he's going to get a believer check. He's going to get a check for each one of those. He's going to have 3 bottles of product coming to him the next month, and he's seeing that this business is working. So he gives them a little belief that this thing works. Now, a couple of days later, when we have a launch party, he's got a story to say, hey, I got my 3 customers my first day. So immediately he has a story. And as you all know, stories sell. And so that's our goal, is to help him do this in the first 24 hours and then have a meeting in a couple of days. And I'll show you how to do that. So back to this, we've got Tom, Sue, and Mary. So I explained to Matt, look here, this is what happens if we can get Tom, Sue, and Mary to come onto the business like you did. However Matt got started, whether it was a starter pack and a bronze or a starter pack and a silver or gold, however he came in. And that's probably how Tom, Sue, and Mary are going to come in. That's just how it works. If Matt came in with 251, I wouldn't let him, because he wanted out of his job and he wanted to make big money and he wanted to make it fast. He's an idiot if he comes in for 250 and doesn't have the product to get out to people. And I would explain that. I wouldn't call him an idiot, but I would have a conversation why you don't want to do that, Matt, and here's why. And I give him the reasons so that he has a reason to upgrade. So then we do this in their first 30 days. You know, this is what we call a senior brand partner. And if you bring Tom, Sue, and Mary in with however you came in, you'll become a senior brand partner, and you will also earn $1,000 or $100 extra bonus. So that's what we want to happen in the first 30 days. What happens then is, as I'm explaining to Matt, is we're going to take Tom, Sue, and Mary, and we're going to have them do what you just did. I'm only showing one person, Sue, getting her 3, but it would actually be Tom and Mary doing the same thing. When that happens, and you have $4,500 in volume, and you do this within 60 days, you're going to become a director in the business, and you're going to earn an iPad. Now, Matt, what happens with Tom, Mary, and Sue when you get an iPad? They're going to want to get an iPad. So in this case, all Sue's got to do is help her 3 people do what you just did with her, and she's going to get an iPad. But when Tom and Mary do the same thing, you're going to be qualified at a senior director with 12,500 in volume or more, and you're also going to be qualified for the car bonus. So as I said, we draw this out for each one of them, and it would kind of look like this. It's going to look like a mess. But when you start drawing this out, or you have them draw that out, there's nothing wrong with either way, whether you do it or they do it, it's going to look like a mess. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect little circles, perfect everything. This is kind of what that sheet would look like. And all you're wanting to do, or I would be wanting to show Matt, is this right here is enough for you to earn $1,000 to $3,000 a month and be qualified to drive in the United States a new Lexus. And then all we do is duplicate that with these people, taking them through that cycle, doing the same thing over and over and over. And, you know, when you do this 12 or 15 times, then you're a national marketing director. Now, I may not even say that unless Matt really wanted to make a lot of money. Then I'm going to take that right on and showing that what we got to do is do this, you know, 12 times with people through this system. You're going to have enough people in your organization. You're going to have enough sales to be making 6-figure income. And again, so how fast does Matt want to get there? He wants to get there really fast. So I'm going to close this out, and then we'll answer some questions for you guys. But this is a little triangle that Lance Burton actually sent it to me, and it was somebody in the upline sent it to him. And of course, they just had Lance draw this out. But Lance's question was, so the people that you're bringing in, what are the percentages that you're seeing with a huge group? What are the percentages that are actually going to go, what are you looking for? So if you look at that bottom, 27% of the people that you recruit, if you look right here, they get started for whatever the reason is, and they never do a single thing. Anybody in the room ever recruited anybody that didn't do anything? Okay.
Yes.
All of us. If you haven't done enough yet. This is going to happen. 27% of the people are pretty much just unmotivated. They don't do the first thing. They don't plug into the system. They're not in that room with you guys right now. For whatever reason, makes no difference. They're not there. They're unmotivated people. And you're going to recruit these people. They can help you bring volume, and maybe they'll lead you to somebody else. That's your goal. That's why you want to have people do a party real quick, because what you're really doing is you're looking for the replacement of this person that just came in, because 27% of them do nothing, and you can't do one thing about it. 60% of the people, as you can see, here's probably the majority of the people, they need a job, they need some direction, and you can motivate them, but you're going to have to work with them. You're going to have to really hold their hand and guide them down this path and take every single step with them until they maybe do enough self-training, enough promoting, reading, listening, going to conventions. Over time, they will upgrade to where they're self-motivated. And you can see here, that's about 10% of the people that you recruit and bring them through the system. And as I'm talking about this, think about yourself. Think about people that you brought in. Which category would you put yourself or put some of your teammates in? What group are they in? So 10% are self-motivated. This is what you want to sort. That's why fast start qualifications are important, because you want to sort through people coming into your group. This is what you're really looking for, are people that are self-motivated. They're usually self-employed people. They're commission driven. They understand discipline, meaning they understand if you give them something to do, they go do it. They're self-motivated. You don't have to drag them to a training. You don't have to. They want to go to a training. They want to learn more. Those are who you're looking for, self-motivated people. And then that top 3%, this can take 3 to 5 years to get people into this group. And it's, most people hopefully are here, and through self-development, they move themselves up that funnel. These are like the national marketing directors, or people really striving to hit national marketing director. These are only 3% of the people you recruit turn out here. Now, again, it can take 3 to 5 years to get somebody into this category, but that's what you're working for. That's what you're really wanting to help people do. That's why Marilyn, biggest part of her talk tonight was on self-development, because that is a huge, huge part of building this business, and it takes time. It took me years and years and years to grow myself, to where I started believing that I could be a leader, that I could train other people. That took a lot of self-development, believe me. But so anyway, I want to open it up real quick. We're about out of time. Open it up, and anybody that has a question or a slide you don't quite understand, or anything else, I'll open it up before we shut it down.
Hi, Don. It's Nicole. I have a question.
Okay.
So, for the EHT, I have no idea how to promote that. Do I promote it at the same time? I mean, how do you give me a little?
You mean as
direction?
far as to your brand partners, or to somebody that you just meet?
Someone I just meet.
What we would do would just see if they, it depends on if you're prospecting with the business or if you're prospecting with the product. Different people. Marilyn typically likes to lead with the product. I can lead with the product or the business. It depends on the conversation that I'm having with people. But let's say that you feel, how do you feel more comfortable? Just so I know which.
Either way, I'm good at following directions. If you just give me as an example so that I can just kind of see where you go with it.
Let's say it's you're a person that likes to lead with the product. So what you want to do is you're talking with people it can just be out of the blue. You can be having lunch with them. You could be standing in line at Starbucks. You could be anywhere. And you're having a conversation. You've struck up a little conversation. You're using the FORM method, which is FORM, family, occupation, recreation. It could be motivation or money. And it doesn't have to be in that order. But you want to start a conversation with somebody about that. It could be where are you from here in town? Where'd you go to high school? Gosh, looks like you've got a couple of kids with you. You got any other kids? You're just starting up a conversation. And this is with somebody.
No, yes, I understand that. That's not quite the question. The question is do you bring it up like it together, both the skin product and the EHT, or do you separate them completely?
No, you could separate them. My point being,
okay, that's what I thought.
You're having that conversation. If it was in a cold market, you've got to have that conversation first. If you're talking to somebody it could be something that, oh my gosh, our company just came out with this unbelievable brain product. It's been studied and researched at Princeton for 20 some years. They actually own the patent on it. And I don't know if you have an interest or not, but would you watch a video if I sent it to you? Maybe you know somebody that could use a product like this. And, everybody's going to say, well, yeah, send it to me. And so then you go through that process to make sure that they're going to watch the video. And you don't have to get into the scientific stuff at all. In fact, you want to stay away from it. It's just that you're excited about it. And, I don't know if you'd be interested or not, but if I shoot you over a video, would you watch it? And so once they watch the video, again, when you follow up with them, your question is, so what'd you like best about the video I sent you? And they're going to tell you. That starts the recruiting process or the selling process to get them to actually start the product. And, a lot of people are giving samples.
What about a party?
What about what?
What about when you have a party? Do you mention both products or do you just keep them separated?
Oh, no, you can talk about everything that we do at a party. You can
that's
start
where I'm uncomfortable. Putting them together is hard for me.
Yeah, well, you can talk about the company in general. We started with one product 3 years ago. Then about a year they added this, the day cream, and then they added the firm, and now they've added a brain product. Everything we do is in the anti-aging market.
Okay, I like that. Okay.
So it's simple to do. It's just you want to, with the skincare, you want them to sample it. You can, we have people in the group sampling with the EHT. I don't think we've been doing it long enough. I wouldn't want to promote to you guys to start giving away EHT yet till we get more numbers in. But I know there's groups that are literally giving up, not a box, but just a sleeve away and having people try it for 5 days, or 10 days, however many are in that sleeve.
I guess people try it.
And getting people
Thank
to
you.
try. Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you, Don.
Sure.
Don, will you be sending out this presentation in a PowerPoint format?
I can send it to you for sure.
Okay. Fantastic.
I think I'm recording it too, which will help whoever wants to go through it again. But
Oh, good. That's
We'll
awesome.
find
Thank
out
you.
if it's actually recording when we're done.
Questions, anybody?
Any other questions?
I don't believe so, Don. I'm not getting any questions here.
Okay, good. Everybody knows what to
Thank
do.
you, Don. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Hey, also, we did some of you may not know, some of you may know, we did a training website called Team Training or Team Edge Training, teamedgetraining.com. teamedgetraining.com. You can go there. We've got, call 80 and 81. I've got the different, I can put this up there if it works. There's all kinds of videos that I recommend everybody go through. There's written material that we've got. It's just a training site for our team. So, when you get somebody started, send them to that training just so they learn the how-tos. Miriam's great at explaining everything else. We like to go into giving you the how-tos so that you understand what it is that you do when you're sitting down at Starbucks with somebody.
So what is it called again?
Team Edge Training.com.
Training. Okay. Thank you.
My first attempt at a website. You guys let me know what you think.
Awesome.
Awesome.
We like it.
Okay. Marilyn, are you still on the line?
I am, and I have to say his website is amazing, and so you guys will love it. It's got great training. Our story is on there. It's something that you can share with your team so that they can get acquainted with more of your upline support. And you guys, as we always tell you, we are here to help you in any way. All you have to do is call us or send us a text, and we will plug in with you. So loved being with you tonight.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Thank you, Marilyn.
How do you guys like this format?
That was good.
Wow, what was that?
What was that?
Say, how do you like
Thank
this
you.
format?
I liked it. It was good.
Cool.
Yeah, we like this
Yeah.
a lot, Don. This is fantastic.
Okay. Good night, guys. Have a great week.
Hey, Don. Really good.
Blessings.
Bye,
Thank you.
guys.
I get out of it.
Not Don.
Bye, Matt, Joyce, and Mark.
Look at him.
Bye, Don.
Bye, guys. Proud of you guys. You're doing great. Talk to you later.
Well, we're going to do more.
Hey.
Yeah, she was usually all over. She's like this now.
Matt, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.